Hello, guys. Hope you're doing well. This is TJ, and you're listening to Beyond the Ring podcast. And welcome to my NXT UK review. Yesterday, I was so busy, man. I was unable to do the review of Fighter Fest Night 1. So I have decided upon this, and I tweeted out on Twitter that I will be doing the Fighter Fest Night 1 and Night 2 review coming Thursday. And I actually thought about doing it today, but then it would be it would be very very hard to do all these reviews. Like, we had Impact Wrestling review coming up and NXT UK review, so that's why I thought about that maybe we can do it on Thursday. We can compare as well the night 1 and night 2 of Fighter Fest, and talking about this week's NXT UK. It was a very good show, a good wrestling, and I would say that main event was very good, and there was a tag team match, and there was a press conference kind of face off, you can say. So we opened with that, and we are presented with Triple H saying, hyping up next week's rematch between Walter and Ilya Dragunov, which had a very unfortunate and a sad news that Walter has been injured. His left hand got injured. We actually was a note about that, and when the show was in the show actually, and that's not happening next week, and he's not cleared for competition, so that isn't happening. So very sad. I was so waiting for this match, man. I mean, back in October they had a one of hell match, man. They actually rips them apart. He rips each apart actually, and the style they actually do, the wrestling they do, it's unmatched. And I haven't seen these two guys like they actually wrestles. So it's a very great and fun to watch kind of wrestling that they do. So anyways, hope Walter recovers speedily, and we ought to get this rematch as soon as possible, maybe in an NXT takeover at the SummerSlam time. If it has some time that's left. I know that if it can happen in some weeks or item, I'm more than ready. Excuse me, I'm more than ready for that. I mean, yeah. And again, the getting into the show, and Triple H hypes up the this thing, and we're back at the BT Sports Studios in England, where Talk Sport, Alex McCarthy and Alistair McGeorge, they were asking questions, kind of a press conference type of thing. Media persons asking questions to challengers and champions, and Walter actually was asked some question if he sees Ilya as a threat, and he says that he does not, because he's here to represent wrestling in his own way. And Ilya then well, they had a question for Ilya. Then Ilya got somewhat emotional because he wasn't able to defeat last time. So the reporter actually asked, is that what it actually haunts him? So he says that he actually understands that Walter is a very accomplished wrestler, and he's one of the best, but he was getting kind of emotional problem. He's kind of was mourning as well when Walter got taken away. He was interrupted, and he interrupts Ilya as a challenger, accused him of arrogance, responding by calling Ilya a fraud. So he's getting into his head. So kind of emotional way the press conference got in the way get forwarded. It was a not very good press conference, but still it was there. I would say that emotional thing that don't match with the this wrestling kind of thing. Certainly told a very good story that he was getting into the head of Ilya Dragunov, and that's a kind of redemption story that they're talking about. And I'm sure that Ilya should surpass this monster Walter, and hopefully Walter get straight towards to the main roster and challenge Roman Reigns or Drew McIntyre, or maybe any big challenger or something. Yeah, I mean he had pretty much, he can go into NXT pretty much done in NXT. I could think so. He would be in main roster. Better fit. I mean, he has so much fan base, and so I think so he'll be better fit for, I mean, Monday Night Raw or something. Yeah. So that's my thought, and we get to this. And then they had a traditional face off, and then they go to another segment where subculture vignette shows, and they are going to kind of had a victory last week, so they are going to challenge Pretty Deadly for the NXT UK Tag Team Champions. We opens with the first match, which was a tag team match. Oliver Carter and Ashton Smith versus Tio Man Rohan Raja. So we are known about that. Rohan Raja has been teamed up with Tio Man, and Raja actually turned heel and attacked Carter last week when they had a singles match or something. Yeah, Carter had a singles match with Tio Man. Raja comes up kind of helping him, but he turned on him and he starts attacking him. So Raja and Tio Man actually looks look alike. Actually, they had a small same kind of hairstyle, same kind of outfits and all. It looks great, man. It's a very good character that he's portraying. Anyways, this tag team match was fun, and Hattia Man and Rohan Raja played the heel character well by not getting Carter the tag to Ashton Smith, and they worked a lot on his arm, and it was good to see the working and the heel work there. So especially when the two teams are just formed, you ought to give them time. You ought to give them time and establish them. So that's what they did, and they did got a lot of time here, and they did work a lot. I mean, I thought about that maybe this match was somewhat long, but kind of because of the kind of ending, which was I mean expected that TMN and Rohan Raja would be getting the victory, like some kind of heelish work or something, and that's what it was. As in the end, we saw. Raja was an axe kick was given by Teoman. Teoman actually trips Carter after distracting the referee, and that allowed Raja to hit a leaping flatliner with Teoman pouncing with a crossface, and that's get the victory. And so kind of cheated at the referee's back. So kind of the ending that was very predictable, but they did a lot of time. They did give a lot of time to have them work this match. So anyway, it was a pretty good match, I would say, and this was the match. And we get to the next segment, where earlier this week we are with the assistant regional manager Sid Scala, and who's asked about A Kid, and A Kid is injured. He's hobbles out of his trainer's room and his eyes is hurt, and A Kid wants a rematch with Jordan Devlin and a 30-minute Iron Man match, he says. And Scala says, I'll make it happen, and maybe that would be good as well. And yeah, and we got to the another promo, Ifa Valkyrie promo, and they had the Ifa Valkyrie and Ginny had their match coming up. They are just brewing up, and she says that she has to do with the best and wants to go and knock Ginny off. Ginny, and that was it. I mean, just to have the momentum going forward to that match, and we get to the Pretty Deadly promo because we had seen the challenges promo, subculture promo, so Pretty Deadly promo. They complain of the daylight robbery last week after their side plate checks and call subculture the champions of the past. And we are told that tag title defense is next week then, and that would be great match. I mean, we haven't seen UK tag team champion defended like in many weeks right now, so I'm waiting for that actually. Yeah, not waiting for like a Walter really and Dragunov. Still, I'm very missing that. It's not happening, man. Next week. It is what it is. I hope Walter actually recovers speedily. Yeah. So come back stronger, man, and come back stronger to lose that title actually. And this time I am going with Ilya Dragunov. Yeah. And that disrespectful that Walter is showing off is off the chart actually, and I'm very hating right now. And Dragonov also said that his respect is gone for Walter. He's hated now. So, and anyways, getting to the next match, it was a big match as well, where the NXT UK Women's Championship was getting defended. I mean, it was a first defense for Meiko Satomura. There was no way Amale is getting victory here, but still, it was a good match. They got a lot of time for Amale actually, and she worked it very well actually. And in beginning, it was kind of where. I was like, it would be over in some kind of 5 minutes or something, but still, it was somewhat a long match, I would say, but not not like the first tag team match, but still, it was a good match, a good defense by Meiko Satomura, and Amal did a very lot of good selling and good fears and that determination, even though she is a heel, and she did a lot of pressure on Meiko Satomura actually, and that was good, and they worked a lot, but headlock, and Meiko Satomura was more of technical, where Amel was more of fierce and with a power advantage, and taking over her with the heel tactics and all. And she got some offense like kicks and forearms and drop kicks and all. And yeah, that was it. And That was some of the things, but it did felt like somewhat like Meiko Satomura is coming back first, and then Mel is getting back, and then Meiko Satomura is kind of a back and forth match. It was felt, and it was a fun match. And in the end, we saw Meiko actually kicks that head kick lands for a near fall before a Uranagi spine buster, and almost actually Amel got the victory. Kind of full drama. Kind of thing that had happened for Amel. Last kind of hope, a DDT from Maiko followed, and then that cartwheel knee and the Scorpio Rising finally got the victory. A good defense. I totally will recommend this to watch. A good defense by Maiko Satomura. If you love wrestling, you can certainly watch it. I would say that not at the level, I would say, in the level of Kaylee Ray, but still it was a good defense, I would say that. And then we got the breaking news, the sad news. Ilya and Walter got into a scuffle backstage after their press conference, and with no footage actually. And that got me thinking like they actually planned it this. And Walters apparently injured his hand, and that means that next week's title match is off. So that is what it is, and we get to main event, and this was for the Heritage Cup. And before that, we saw Supernova sessions with Ginny and Joseph Connors next week. I mean, who's waiting for that? Yeah. Anyways, Heritage Cup match, championship match, Mark Coffey, Tyler Bates. So this actually was the story of this match was Mark Coffey after the defense of Tyler Bates Heritage Cup against, I think it was Aikid. He comes out and he just kind of plays with him, just kind of slapped him and run away. So that was what this match actually happened, and this match is happening. And round one, so it was Heritage Cup Championship. So it was round based. We know that the rules are 6 rounds, 3 minute each. So it's a great match, man. I mean, I didn't thought about that would be a great main event, but still I was very into it. The round one and round was most of the back and forth chain wrestling, and actually. Tyler Bate was a small opponent here, where Mark Coffey was a big opponent, so he was kind of getting the power advantage, having the wrist lock very locked in. But we know that Tyler Bate, how he is, I mean, technically sound as well, so he escaped somehow. But it was a very back and forth action, and in the end, we saw a headlock kind of in the headlock position, and that's end this round. And he was standing on the apron, and again he makes a fun of him, like slapping him. So he didn't do anything because it was the end of the round. We get to the round two, and round two was also I mean 50% kind of, you can say that it was same as round one. It starts off with hammerlock by Coffey, and countering the counter to keep it on, and until Bate ran a lap of the ring and sent Coffey to the outside. A drop kick kept him there, and that was a nice strategy by by uh, by Tyler Bate actually. And a drop kick, and then again a drop kick him. So kind of getting this big man frustrated, and finally he got frustrated, and that actually get an opening where he actually double leg takedown. Markov is double leg takedown Tyler Bate, and that actually had a leverage on Mark Coffey, and he rolled him up. And that was a very good leverage that Tyler Bate did, and he get the victory. Actually, the first, not the victory, the first pinfall actually. And we get to the round three. We actually when a competitor gets a pinfall, we ends that round. We get to the next round, and we get to the round three, and again a base lock takedown from Coffey. But round three was more of fast based, because Kofi had to be had to get that pinfall. So he was looking for that, and did really work very good with the shoulder blocks and rebound lariats and back body drop. So it was getting into some physicality and stiff strikes and all. And Bates' attempt at a diving uppercut was swatted away with an enziguri and a sliding forearm from the Kofi, and that followed and gets the pinfall for Mark Coffey then, and that leveled it 1-1. And it was an entertaining match. We're getting into the round three, middle of the rounds, and round four where we also saw fast-paced maneuvers. Kofi actually boxes Bate into the corner. Tyler comes back with a roll-up for a 2 count, and a swinging crucifix from Bate gets a 2 count, and and he had a exploder like maneuver. Bate actually had a exploder kind of maneuver, a running shooting star press followed from Bate, then an airplay spin on Coffey, who just about elbowed free before another chokish slam. So the power moves was coming in, so he was targeting his lower back of Tyler Bate actually. So he was getting damaged his lower back. So that was the story here. The round four, it was fast here, and that ends the round before they clash of the heads, and that was nasty, man. I mean, I was worried like I mean no I mean it was used to be two down, but still it was nasty to look upon. And we get to the round five, and finally Coffey actually throwing Bate into the ring post for a 2 count, but Bates back with a rebound lariat again, a Copo kick, and a Tyler driver finally gets it him. I mean, I would say that a good title defense. I would say not at the level of I would say last week's A Kid, but still this was a nice story that they told. A big man was small man, and small man is trying to get that victory, even though small big man had the power advantage, and he finally had the victory here. I didn't expect that he is going to lose or something, but still, and they shook hands, and kind of a reluctant kind of shook hands. I don't know. He was just kind of making. I mean, again, I would be coming for attack kind of thing, and but still, they ended up very pretty well, and that was this end of the show. I mean, it was a pretty good show, a good show, I would say, a good hour of wrestling. I enjoyed this show. Nice defense for NXTUK Women's Championship, and the main event was good, and the tag team match, first match, was good. Sad that next week's match is not happening, so that's it. We can only wish that Walter get really recovered very fast, and we get the championship match sooner rather than later. So that was it. I hope you like this review. Please make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content like this. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, be safe, stay energetic. Peace.